So I guess in terms of hard skills and actual content, I would say on the job, 25% or a quarter is probably what you learn in school. So I think it sets a foundation for what you're going to do. And then I think on the job learning is so specific to both role, team, company, that 75% of it, I would say, is learning on the job. I think on the soft skill side, it's an interesting point you brought up because I think in terms of school, you learn how to be resourceful. So
Mm.
you learn how to be scrappy, you learn how to make things work, you learn how to study. And I think a lot of that translates over. So similar in the work field, when you don't know how to do something or you don't know how to approach a problem, you have to figure out like who to ask or where to look. And I think a lot of that is built over just like training your mind to know like how to approach problems. So I think problem solving does carry over. So like learning how to do research, learning to ask people, not being afraid to ask questions. And I would say that's the biggest learning and like honestly something super beneficial in any role.
I think so. I'm basically a clean energy analyst, is how I phrase my current job. So while I trained as an engineer for 6 years and I have my engineering training certification and all of that, I don't actually do engineering day to day. I think what going through an engineering education best prepared me for was to have those problem solving skills, have the process of taking apart a problem, dissecting it, exploring different avenues, testing edge cases, and then coming to a clear resolution has been one of the most important skills. I also think I remember trying to be a more well-rounded engineer and like build those social skills, those presentation skills, communication skills. And I was also a Grant Challenge Scholar. And that through that program, it made me reflect on my time at USC and how I could fit into those buckets of not just being an engineer that can do the analysis, but how you could bring in the human element and policy element and global element and really think about problems from every angle. I think specifically my graduate degree helped me understand energy. At USC, it was more like water and wastewater treatment and air pollution. And when I took a Kelly Sanders class, I think late junior year, I realized I wanted to be in energy. And so I had to go to grad school to learn more about it. But I think the main skills of problem solving and communication, those are transferable in any job, but especially working in the climate space, understanding how to tackle such a large problem and then communicate it effectively to get the result that you want has been crucial. I think like I even had schooling from like elementary school. Like I went to a K-8 school, and every Monday we would have flag raising where we would raise the American flag, say the Pledge of Allegiance, and then there was an opportunity to go up on stage and tell jokes, which was always like bold of the principal to like be okay with kids coming up and telling jokes. And obviously some people would get in trouble if they crossed lines, but the point of all this is like it helped me build public speaking skills. And I think honestly, more than anything, the ability to communicate is what is rising to the top for all of this, because you can have this amazing model, you can have this amazing analysis that's like, wow, we need to do this by 2030 to hit 1.5 degrees C of warming. But like, if you can't effectively communicate that to the right people to get those interventions, like through federal government, if that's the avenue you're going through, then it's just kind of moot. And so I think communication is definitely one of the most important ones. And I learned that from my professors because the classes that I loved were the ones that were communicated the most effectively, right? Like if my learning style meshed well with like the way that they were lecturing, and if they were really receptive in office hours when I would go and have conversations with them, I think communication is the thing that's common among all of that.